very warm out there this afternoon, Jess. Looking forward, though, to the race later on this afternoon over 83 laps around Barbagallo Raceway. But first, David Russell, we've got the Aussie racing cars to square off their weekend. You and I just had a glance over the points a few moments ago. If you're second, third, fourth or fifth, it's about 6 points separating you guys.
Yeah, it's game on at the moment. I'm really going to be interested to see the battle between Woods, Tressida and Duckworth. Robson did a great job in the last, although he was missing his bonnet and he had those front brake ducts hanging down. He did a great job and very fast.
Let's take a look at the grid. It's a combination of the points for the weekend, and Craig Woods with his race wins puts him to the top alongside Kel Tressida. We go back to the next row of Duckworth and Jay Robson, down to Reece Chapman and Travis Sharp aboard the number 2 car this weekend. Chris Stevenson and Blake Skibberus. Charlotte Pointy, I'll come back to her very soon because a bit of a funny story broke after the race earlier today. Craig Thompson and Brendan Tucker down to Michael Rinkin and Lee Bowler. Grant Thompson and Sam Chester, Ian Shivers down to Emma Clark and Ruth Bowler. And off the back of the field should be Kent Quinn. And alongside him will be Sheldon Creed this time in the 57 truck. We had Robbie Gordon out there in the 57 UFD truck before. Actually went up to young Charlotte and said, look, sorry for that rub we got during that race there. And she goes, oh my God. A NASCAR driver came up to me and apologized. She absolutely loved every minute of that race earlier today. But Sheldon Creed, the showstopper from the Stadium Super Trucks, will drive that truck, car number 57 in this race right about now. So 12 laps around this Barbagallo Raceway. And Craig Woods, only 4 points separating him from the rest of the field at the moment.
He's driven so well over the weekend, to be honest. He's put together 3 really good races. This is the one that counts, though, for the round. And I'm sure he's feeling a little bit nervous, but at the same time, he can take some confidence into this to know that he's had great pace throughout the weekend. He's got it off the line well. He can put that together, but he's had pace during the race to be able to skip away. Remember
the earlier race today where we had those 2 cars still on the line, Blake Skibberus and Grant Thompson, both broke tail shafts, which you don't hear too much of in Aussie racing cars. That happened to them in that race number 3 earlier before. It's only the second time the Aussie racing cars have been to Perth, and should be a bit of pressure to bring them back. There's an amazing crowd here today, walking through the paddock just before, but a good crowd out here yesterday for Super Saturday. And looking forward to this afternoon's 83-lap race in the Perth Super Sprint for the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship. There is Sheldon Creed aboard the 57, and there's the most important man right now, the man with the green flag about to set this field for 12 laps. So we need to watch out here maybe down the field. The Thompsons a bit further back than normal, but it's going to be hard to look past the front 2 rows. Craig Woods, biggest race win margin of the season yesterday. The 5-second board is shown, but Tressida is in the box seat again. He's on the racing line, starts out at 2, waiting for the lights to go out here. And the final race of the Aussie racing cars is underway. Another car is stalled, and that could have been the number 34 car. It is Alex Barbudas, the 17-year-old who is stalled at the back of the field.
Tressida's not mucking around, straight around the outside. He's got some awesome starts over the weekend. It is on the left-hand side of the track, so that's the grippy line, so to speak, to get off the line. Let's see, he's played out some strategies with tyres over this weekend. He's gone for new fronts, and he's really played with it there. So let's see if it pays dividends towards the end of this race weekend.
It's just been too confusing to talk about tyres since the start. Some are running old, some are running new. And has this been another tail shaft, perhaps the 34 car? He is going nowhere. This double yellow's been waved out the front of us here of our commentary box position, and they're about halfway through this lap.
The guys are looking, say, yeah, we've got a safety car here for sure, because the whole field's going to be bearing down in a second. So safety car boards and flags, we had them before in the last race start to bunch up there, and I think the race director's probably had a visit down there from the last race and said, guys, you've got to pay attention to the flags and the boards, because it was, yeah, too much before.
So let's check out the replay of the start. The 34 didn't go anywhere from the start.
It's hard to see if something's hanging down from underneath, but that's usually what happens when the drive shaft or a tail shaft, if you like, can depart. It just breaks the bolts, or sometimes just shears the actual drive shaft itself.
It shouldn't take long to get this car away. This is from the Reece Chapman car, the Red Point entry race winner earlier today. And carrying on with his confidence in the final race. That was a good start.
Yeah, he really loaded that clutch up. You could hear it on the onboard. Gives you a really good idea that they really start to take the preload out so they can really get a good launch.
So 34 car being towed away. The Vodafone safety car leads the field around Kel Tressida, Woods, Robson, Duckworth and Sharp, your top 5. Let's go down to pit lane with Cam.
The general conversation around Barbagallo is either a broken tail shaft or an axle, because we've seen a couple of those go as well.
There you have it. Can you find out, Cam, which one?
Yeah, I'll go and dive back in. They've actually taken him all the way around the back. I spoke to the team directly and they said it was one of those two things. And I'll go and dive under the car for you later, D. Russ, okay, mate?
Don't get your hands dirty. Please don't get your hands dirty.
I never do.
Cam.
Matt Nolte will tell you that.
That's exactly right. The cleanest hands you've ever seen. So Reece Chapman down the field. Of course, this is a combination of the points from today. So that race win helped him get up the order a little bit more. But he finds himself down in 6th position at the moment. The Vodafone safety car accelerates away from the field and everybody gets back into position. It's not as good as what it was before, though. They're still a bit tardy at the back, aren't they?
Yeah, they really need to, these double row restarts when they were under safety car, they've just got to be able to work it out. Sometimes there's a little bit of confusion on who's on what side and what position they're in. They're formed up now, so let's see if they can get a good run.
Oh, Tressida has got the start here comfortably.
Good jump.
The drive out that final turn. Maybe some of that traction compound in the middle of the circuit helps him out, but he'll lead us down into turn number 1 as everybody takes the green flag. And Jay Robson will pickpocket 2nd spot on Craig Woods in the Kia Penrith entry.
He did a good job, and obviously he's got the bonnet back on for this race. So let's see if he can translate that speed, that outright speed that he had from race 3, and put it to good use for the last race of the weekend.
He took away James Abella's previous lap record and set a 105.166. He's our reigning champion, James Duckworth, running in 4th position, chasing down Craig Woods. This is really starting to mix it up. We've got a tie for the weekend at the moment. It'll still go to Woods. As Robson, full of confidence, goes down the inside now at turn 6.
Great move. He's looking fast. He's come on at the right part of the weekend. He's definitely, he's got the bonnet, as I said, he's got the bonnet back on. The boys have done a quick fix between races and he's looking really fast at the moment.
Nowhere to go here for Duckworth because Woods has protected the line. He'll try the move on the outside and hope he can get the run on the inside for the line down to turn number 1. Nothing doing there. Skibberus is pushing Travis Sharp along and it's now a 3-car freight train on the inside. Skibberus says, I've had enough of that. He pinches the rear brakes momentarily and now just pushes Sharp along. I've been impressed with him this weekend in car number 2.
Yeah, the pressure's on Duckworth. We had an onboard shot and he just snagged that inside apex curve there, which upset the car. It sort of rose up and he unloaded and got no drive off the turn. That's why they got up behind him and he had to cover across to the right-hand side.
Sounded good in theory, though, for him. Oh, here it's on now. He had to get out of the throttle for a split second. Oh, those curves, they go right through your body, even with the onboard camera. Can't do much here. Woods.
Whoa,
Skibberus is squirming his way down to the bottom on the absolute limit of these Kumho tyres.
Duckworth's using all of the racetrack and then the concrete apron on the outside. He's trying to skip away now on these guys. They're giving him so much pressure at turn 1 and he thought, hey, I better get up to the next train.
Oh. Chapman being brought back to earth by Blake Skibberus after that race win earlier today. Gets the elbows up on the run up to the top of the hill here, and that's Stevenson on the wrong side of cool at the final turn. It's down we go to complete lap number 4, and Skibberus, that car is squirming. Do you think he's in tyre trouble maybe?
He could be. I would dare not predict what type of tyre strategy
we gave up on that.
But maybe the tyre pressures are still coming up. Yeah, he's just sliding it around like a sprint car at the moment. He's still quick though. He's got the pressure on.
I think he's just trying real hard.
Robson, though, is the pace man at the moment. He's out the front. Let's see if he can convert for a race win.
So Robson, that's the gap is visual. Tressida, a phantom look down the inside. The Cart Centre Perth entry, and now Skibberus. Oh, it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Go around.
And Sharp has gone around. The PMX entry, a bit of assistance down at Con's corner, turn number 6, and it'll drop him right down to the bottom of the field.
He may have stalled it there because big move up the inside now. Is it not playing around this last race?
No, the gloves are off. It's up for the race win now because Woods has gone back into the round win. He'll lock it in if he gets this pass done. The Kia Penrith entry, 3 race wins in 2017, and now he goes up to 2nd place.
If he can get on behind Robson, who's obviously very fast at the moment, it'll be something in his mind to go, hey, as we're just seeing that, yeah, he did come in pretty hard there. there is a different line. You can start out wide and then cut in tight. It's definitely going to be one for the stewards. Oh, no.
It's damning that evidence, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty clean cut there, so I won't play the official in this case.
We'll stay here and lock the commentary box door. And now it's on. 4 cars scrapping out for the lead position. Robson, Woods, Tressida, and James Duckworth sits in the 4th spot. Watch this shot over the top of the hill as they plunge down to turn number 7. Woods with a whole head of steam. Aboard car 64 is taking Tressida with him. Robson might find himself in 3rd place here in a minute.
This is a great battle. These 4 cars have been the sort of pace men all this weekend, besides Chapman, obviously, who got that great race win. But they're going to turn it on for a battle to see who works out the top 3 for this weekend.
So now Tressida goes back to lucky 4th position. It's happening down the bottom from Reece Chapman. And Blake Skibberus. Oh, and the front's broken away off the front splitter, perhaps.
I think that could be from the early contact, no doubt.
On the Travis Sharp car, so that was happening at the same corner where the contact was made. Skibberus still finds himself back in 5th position. In time, Sheldon Creed around the backside of the circuit on Charlotte Pointing. She's going, what is it about me with you guys today?
She's dicing with all the obviously with the NASCAR greats. She was pretty starstruck before, of course. Now Sheldon Creed's applying the pressure.
He's up to 9th position, Dave. 9th position from 22nd. He's never seen one of these cars in his life. The kid's got talent.
Can steer.
Absolutely.
This is a good battle. Robson up the inside.
We'll have a look to the right-hand side and see the 6-star number 98 go down the inside, and that should be enough. Oh, look, Tressida says, oh, he gets into the back of him too. Are we going to have cars off? No, we don't.
Same again, though. Woods out in front, going, battle all you like, boys. I'm going to drive away and seal the deal for this weekend.
And it's a tyre rubbing now for 75 of Kel Tressida. This is going to hurt his point score if he can't keep this car alive in the remaining 5 laps. It's the front is pushed in on there. It'll cut a groove in there, but that's not dying off, is it?
No, it's not. It's going to load all the way down into Con's corner. That's the worst load that it can have.
Back on board with Duckworth. So Woods out to 1.3 seconds. You blink, and the man disappears. So
these
guys
guys
are on board. Enough of a hit, and that's the lip that goes underneath the front splitter. Just pushed it back on. Similar to what we saw with Jay Robson's car earlier today.
He's going to press on. He's not going to stop. He's just going to have to evaluate it now. See how bad, if that smoke is going to get any, and that rubbing, he'll be able to feel that through the steering and see how much load it's getting. It's not helping because it's the left front, and that's the one that gets the load on all of these heavily loaded turns, especially down at Con's corner.
And now, Sheldon Creed is up to 8th. They've got past Charlotte Pointing, who's going back 3 or 4 positions. So they've repaired the Thompson car. He took a big hit today, didn't he? They've just patched it up. The Hertz rent-a-car entry, one of the smarter-looking cars out there. Love the gold and black.
Yeah.
Race cars with gold and black on them.
Geez, they're tough, these cars. That took a massive hit in race 3, so good job by the crew to get it ready. And just a testament to how strong, obviously, the bodywork and the chassis, of course.
Just the one DNF in this race. We stay on board with Duckworth. 2 tenths behind Robson. They blast on down the back straight and drop downhill to the uphill braking zone at turn 7. Woods is out to 1.4 seconds with just 3 laps to go this time by.
He's driven a good race, Craig Woods. And for the weekend, of course. So it's all played into his hands with these guys dicing so much behind, and he's put the laps in when it's counted.
This was Creed. Oh, and Brendan Tucker, 3 wide into turn number 1. And that was Tucker who was the loser out of that one, the all-purpose pest control, number 4.
Yeah, Creed's battling hard. He was well up the inside there, so 3 cars into one corner.
The car gone off in the background of our window. It's Ian Shivers. I saw that from this camera angle. It is Ian Shivers, the Silkgate Group number 6, at the worst possible point here. It's a really good passing opportunity at the bottom turn. Pretty much got the box set this season, Ian Shivers, when it comes to exploring the outskirts of the track, but not a nice spot to be sitting. Was there contact, or did he just run out of brakes?
Oh, He's had a good crack up the inside, but very easy to lock the rears in these cars by the looks of it. We've seen a lot of that over the weekend.
It's those two that went off yesterday, if you recall, after the safety car finish about here.
They magnetise the pair. You often see that in racing. It's around the same pace. You do see that a bit. Craig Woods, though, he would be very happy to see that yellow flag at the last corner. What that means is there's no pressure at the last corner for someone to dive up the inside.
Yeah.
So that car is stranded there at the moment.
I wouldn't be comfortable sitting in there. Charlotte Pointing's come back out. It's a broken header on that car. She's going to fight on till the end. Waved double yellows down the bottom. He's been working on that art this weekend too. Our flaggies down there, of which is a whole lot of hard-working volunteer officials and staff that help us run at all our Virgin Australia Supercar rounds.
This lap car's going to throw one in the mix because at that next sector, if Craig Woods from somewhere around here, he cannot overtake.
He's got past Ruth Bowler in the 9 machine. Now he needs to get this done before the yellow sector.
These guys are overtaking a lap car under yellow flags.
It's down there. He should be safe though, shouldn't he? Just. Nonetheless, Craig Woods, 3 race wins and will collect the round here at Barbagallo Raceway in the final race of the Aussie Racing Car Super Series. Just half a second in the end back to Robson, Duckworth and Tressida. Reece Chapman will be happy with that effort. We'll at least get him a top 5 result overall for the weekend for the young 17-year-old who picks up a race win to take back to Sydney on the overnight flight. But how good has this guy been today?
He put the whole weekend together, though. He's driven very well. As we said in the first race, he was driving the car very straight. He wasn't sliding around. He's looked after his tyre package for the weekend, and it's bared fruit for him. Great job, and first for the round, and he's got a couple of race wins.
Can't ask more than that.
No.
Sheldon Creed got home inside the top 10 from 22nd. He might get the invite back to come and race. The 2 Thompsons back in 11th, 12th position. Lee Bowler 15 down to Emma Clark, Ruth Bowler and Charlotte Poynton, who managed to get the car home. And Ian Shivers buried in the sand. And for young 17-year-old Alex Barbutis, didn't get off the start line.